Something interesting happened at the end of my dance lessons tonight, and I've been taking dance lessons for probably about like 3 weeks now. I am obsessed, and they asked me to do this evaluation sheet at the end of my individual lesson and my group lesson. So I was looking at the evaluation form. It's probably so they can see why I am choosing to do dance lessons so they can sell me more dance lessons. And so and I will probably buy them because I am obsessed. But there were all these different options, like, why are you taking, dance lessons? They were like in these different groups: to maintain your weight, to lose weight, to increase your endurance, to feel better about yourself, increase your confidence. Are you trying to increase your memory or improve your posture? So I checked some of those: improve memory, improve your posture, the joy of movement, of course. And then I saw one that was like, overcome shyness. And I lingered there. I wasn't sure if I wanted to check that, but eventually I checked overcome shyness, right? And at the end of the night, I was talking to my instructor, and I was like, look, I did that evaluation. And so he's looking at it. He's like, overcome shyness. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, what does that mean? What does overcome shyness mean? And so then I start to explain, because English is not his first language. And then he's like, I know what it means, but you're not shy. Like, you're not shy. And so I started to explain that I'm shy when I'm speaking in front of a group of people. So when there's a huge group of people and I'm in front of them, I'm speaking about, and I'm not just teaching a class, I feel this certain level of like nervousness or shyness, right? Or just feel like I can't fully say exactly what I want to say, exactly the way I want to say it. And I don't feel like I can just let loose the way I really know I'm meant to let loose, especially when it comes to this message. Like, I'm meant to really speak and share this message around mental wellness, like what mental wellness really is, and meant to really be that, right? So yeah, we start talking about that. He's like, well, the next group lesson, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to get you to say something, talk. It's not even that though. So it's so funny, because shyness is actually not a personality trait. I really started thinking about it after that, because I was like, yeah, I don't show up as shy. And when I'm having a one-on-one conversation, I'm not shy. But when I'm in front of a group of people, and if I'm especially talking about something that's important to me, or something that really feels like this is my thing, I get kind of nervous, or I just feel like I'm not really able to like let it loose. And it's when I really was thinking about this, it's when I get in my head. When I'm all up in my head overthinking things, when I'm not present, when I'm not in my pleasure, when I'm not in this mode of exploring and being curious and understanding and being just like engulfed in this topic, that's when I'm in this shyness mode. And it's just like this weird, reserved, like just holding space where I'm not that connected to the people who are in front of me. I'm not connected to myself. I'm not connected to what I'm saying, because I'm worried about something that's completely all in my head. Shyness is not a personality trait. It's just being in your head and making up things that aren't even true. Hands down, that's what it is. And when I really just allow myself to be into what I'm saying and allowing it to unfold and allowing myself to mess up and allowing it to be whatever it is without trying to make it perfect, then it gets to be this thing that is an unfolding, that it's a happening right now. It's not something that I can calculate. And then I get to be better and better at it, right? But as long as I'm shy and I'm like holding back and I'm not really allowing myself to share what it is I have to say or do what I want to do. It's across the board true. Like allowing ourselves to just go and do and explore and mess up and allow it to be ugly and however it's going to be, whether you're growing your locks, because I did at one point grow my locks and before I cut my hair, whether you are learning to do step aerobics, which is really a big thing in my life, and it's how I started this channel, growing this channel anyway. Whether you want to get in shape, whether you want to improve your eating, whether you want to grow a brand or a business, or whether you want to get good at speaking like me, it does start with allowing yourself to speak and allowing it to be however it is. And maybe you do practice, but it's not at all this calculated thing that you're not doing it and you're just figuring it out without actually engaging it. So here I am. And that's such a huge thing. And it came to me part of that came to me while I was dancing. Like all of this is really like you versus you. It may seem like, oh, this is happening over here, and someone's stopping me over there, or this is something that, this is wrong with the world and I can't be myself. Like these are all things that are ideas, but it's not this right here. Those ideas are what cause us to hold back or what cause us to feel nervous or shy. Specifically for me, I would always be I feel like just overthinking like how it's going to go. Like overthinking how it's going to go. And then that is the disconnect, right? Because I'm not present if I'm worrying about how it's going to go when I'm finished, or how I'm going to think it went, or how it went if I'm not here, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, I'm just so about this, allowing things to be what they are, saying what I have to say, and using this action as a way to develop this precise, clear speaking and sharing my message and showing up for it and enjoying it and being in it. And I encourage you to do the same, because shyness is not a personality trait. It is literally just overthinking, the opposite of embodiment, the opposite of being in your joy, the opposite of being in your curiosity and your pleasure. And you're just like, well, let me just see what the fuck happens. It's just not that. It's like the complete opposite of that. So yeah. I invite you to just play with that some. Like play with just doing something and not letting it being a big deal. Like it's not a big deal at all. We make things a big deal and later we realize that they weren't a big deal at all. How many times have you done that? Like you made something out to be a big deal and then you go do it and then you realize later that it actually wasn't a big deal, like whatsoever. So yeah, that came to me today from that dance lesson. It was powerful. And I actually, last week, I ended up speaking at this mental health awareness conference where I was just going to be setting up a table. That story I'm going to save for another day, maybe tomorrow. But for today, check out the link below. I'm doing Holiday Slay, which is my mindset and body transformation program that happens over the holidays for the woman who's not trying to wait till later, but she's living in pleasure and joy and moving her body now and having the best holiday ever. So this program is linked in my caption below. I think I always say comments, but it's linked in my caption below. Check it out. And I will see you in my next video.